I want to give you folks the follow-up on the V-dub. Had a few minutes here to put the part in. This is, it's got a part number on it. Hopefully there's some useful numbers on there for you. That is the new tube to get the air pump pressure sensor. Gravy job to change. Here it is. There's that. The sensor is of a different design and it has a jumper harness that comes with it. Down here. Now I have not checked it yet. I just simply put it in a minute ago. And then trying to recall from memory, which that isn't that really good anymore, what voltage was. I think, if I remember correctly, 2.6 was the magic number. I think. Let's find something metal. That's a good ground. We'll just use. That's not a good ground, fella. You can do it. You can do it! Let's see. Let's see. Okay. And I think it was the yellow wire, if I remember correctly. So we're just going to put a T-pin in there. Let's just see if that's the right wire. Nope, that's 5-volt reference, so it must be the purple wire. 2.803. Let me get a little clamp on here so I can show you, in case you don't believe me. I think our other one was like, what, almost 4? 3.9, something like that? I haven't done the video for it yet, but I do know I said I was going to give you a follow-up. So let's see, we got a T-pin on the purple wire with a stripe. And we're at about 2.8 volts. All right, so that is better than what we had. Just remind myself here, yellow is 5 volts, and then black must be ground. And it is. So that's good. I still have to button them wires up down there. So now we know we're better than we were, or different than we were. Never have to worry about getting a flat tire with one of them babies. Put the harness cover back on. Go check on the scan tool. I think under the special test we could run a drive cycle sitting here in the bay. I'm gonna figure that out and see if we can. I left my Bosch tool on. I think that's what we started this video with. So we're gonna have to skip past that. I try to use the same scan tool that I started the video with if we have to make a follow-up so everybody can follow along. You know what, I'll just let it read the VIN here. See if the menus on this are similar. Maybe it has an air pump command or something. Decoding failed. Pulled the VIN, but it couldn't decode. Okay, well, then let's do something else. It knows it's Volkswagen. We'll go manual selection. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Remaining vehicles, commercial vehicles. The air pump's out there buzzing away. I do have it running through what they call the end of the line check. You just heard it change tones out there. Basically you put it in the setting, so it's under basic settings, readiness codes, end of the line check, and then you sit in here with your foot on the brake and gas pedal pegged to the floor, and it goes through different self checks. Like I just revved up on its own. I got my foot on the brake, full throttle, and it's essentially running the entire drive cycle while we're sitting here. I'm about 5 minutes into it already. The status counter started at 20, so I'm gonna sit here and just wait. I think this takes a little while, you know, half hour or so. So we'll just wait, but the air pump did just run. I'm curious to know if it passed the monitor. No lights are on. We'll see. I'll give it a few minutes, or 20 minutes, or whatever it takes to get our status counter down to 0. I don't know a lot about V-dubs. I do know this was a feature on them, the very few that I've worked on. I ran across this once in service data on an older one, and I think you had to pick, I'm doing something else now, you had to pick each individual test, I think individually, or keep hitting next or something. You know, so let's say you did a oxygen sensor repair. you know, you could skip to that portion of it, I believe, and run just that drive cycle and not even take the car out of the bay, which is a fantastic feature in my opinion. Oh, there we go, look at that. Boom. System test and system okay. Okay, that's fantastic. I'm in park, foot's back off the brake. So I assume we turn it off. I want to go back in and check for any pending codes. Okay, system test. Okay, we'll hit off. We'll escape. And then we'll escape out of here, escape out of here. I was doing some poking there earlier. Maybe under ECU information. Nope. Tell you what, the easiest way to find this is let me just go back to generic OBD2. Oops. Go here. Go there. We'll let it find what protocol it is. Vanessa, what did he say?
He wanted a price on what he has on there now.
The tires? What are on it?
Kumo Solos DA11.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to go into readiness monitors because this is an important thing. Since DTC's cleared. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Misfire, fuel, comprehensive, catalyst, heated, evap, incomplete. Secondary air, okay. That is the only one I was really after. I don't know why I didn't run the evap. Every other monitor is set, everything but the evap, EGR, oxygen sensor, secondary air, catalyst, so it ran the entire drive cycle minus evap. Maybe there's parameters that weren't met, but that shows that we did good on the secondary air. And then we will pop out and see if there's any pending codes, which is plausible there could be because it just ran a drive cycle. And the only code that is in it is the permanent code, so it's going to be the mode 10 data, permanent, for the secondary air, the very first code that we looked at. So we're good with that. No lights on, no pending codes, no current codes, just permanent code because it's newer than 2010. And that's it. We're going to call it a fix. Now one thing I want to check, I just moved it over here so I got to put all the air cleaner and stuff back in it. I shut the key off, and I was kind of curious if, like Toyota in check mode, once you'd run the cycle, if you shut them off and turn them back on, if the monitors go away. And in this case it did not. So we still have, you know, 8 monitors okay, 1 incomplete. And that's that. Boom. Alright folks, that's it. That's your follow-up. I can't talk. The air pressure sensor. Did a little research on this. The guy said he replaced it, and he did. The sensor that he replaced it with is the map sensor for the engine. So, anyhow, because I ran the number on it, and that's what it comes up as a map sensor boost sensor for VW. Not even the correct part number for this. However, it fits exactly the same. And before I put the cover on, I did look down in the intake manifold, and it is identical, matching numbers. So, pretty sweet. Easy mistake. Gonna keep moving. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Kind of fumbled my way through it. Not a Volkswagen guy, so don't tear me apart in the comments. But you can go down, leave a comment, question, criticism, concern, subscribe, all that stuff. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.